Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday morning business chat for what is this, September 8th? Oh my God, where is this year gone and going? Well, we know where it's going. It's going to the fall business building blitz, right? And that'll probably be the topic for many of our calls, our upcoming calls, and people sharing best practices and how to best take advantage of it. I hope all of you got to plug into our Tuesday night call. And many of you, we had, over 80 people on our first official Wednesday Blitz presentation. And thank you all for plugging in. And I'm hoping, more and more of the people that attend those will be guests. So our topic today is going to be two of the master skills of success. And one of these days, I'm going to go through the 10 master skills of success, which is a book that I've been writing for about 10 years. Give me 10 more and it'll probably be done. But two of the master skills of success are contacting, inviting, and follow up. And we talk about those a lot. We're going to talk about those specifically today. But before we do, I want to go ahead and share my screen and share you a new tool that's now available for us. And Liz has been busy. I don't know if she sleeps at night or gets up early in the morning and creates these things, but Liz created this wonderful flyer that everyone could print out and have all the dates right in front of you and the dates. It's Wednesday, midday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday for those 4 business building calls. So we're going to talk about today inviting people to the calls. But Liz, if you want to kind of share your thoughts and why you created this and how people might use it, that'd be awesome.
Okay, well, I am, and I raised my hand, so I'd plead the top of the list, but I'll lower it now.
There you go.
I figured it'd be easier for you to find me that way, but
Yeah.
Anyway. The whole purpose for creating events is because of the fact that you want to increase your business, whether it's customers or whether it's brand partners. You either can get the goose or the eggs, and the goose lays the eggs. So it's, do you want the eggs or do you want the goose? And we have a golden goose here. So the fall flyer, I would suggest printing it out and putting it on your vision board or putting it somewhere where you can see what the upcoming events times are. They're all going to be not recorded. They're all going to be live only. And there's a reason for that. Gregory will go into the reason and methodology with that. And Victoria, the flyers in the Live Younger Success, it's in the What's New section, as well as it's now in the library resources. So either place you can get the flyer.
So I put it up on the screen here, Liz. So if folks go to What's New and just scroll down past upcoming events, and we have Dallas and Phoenix coming up in Dallas very soon, then Phoenix. And then the events we have every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, we have a very important event. We have a live business presentation, product and business presentation. Let's just call it a LifeWave X39 product and business presentation. And you can click right here and boom, and there's the flyer. So you can download that, as Liz was saying.
Right. So one of the key ingredients, which we're going to be talking about today, is inviting. The reason for inviting is because you want to grow your business. And he who invites the most wins. The presenter doesn't get to be the sponsor of your invitee. You do. So you're not going to be able to build your business if you don't open your mouth, use your fingers, let your fingers do the walking through the text messaging, as they used to say, let your fingers do the walking through the yellow pages. Well, let your fingers do the walking through emails and text messages. And again, Gregory will be going over some of that and a couple of other guest speakers this morning. So invite, invite, invite. And the fall time is the most opportune time pretty much of the whole year to be able to build your business. The reason is people are back to getting into a normal routine. The kids are back in school, not getting interruptions as much. Vacations are for the most part over. And it's a time to be able to focus in and double down, as they say. So Gregory, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. This is an awesome flyer. I actually clipped it and made it my backdrop so you can see. So just to remind everybody where you can find it, if you go to Live Younger Success, okay, and you just go to the What's New section and scroll down, you'll find it and you can click. Or as Liz says, you can go into the library, go to Resources and Documents, and where is it here, Liz? Remind
Write
me.
it down. It's at the very top above where articles is. It's right
Oh,
there.
there it is, right at the top of the resources section. So it's in two places in the library. You can just click here, it pops open and you can print it out. So that'll be helpful for you. So, and we'll be creating more invitational tools, as Liz said. We're going to, one thing I want to mention up front, if you'd like to get reminders for each of these four, we send a text message reminder for the other calls that we do during the week. If you'd like to get reminders, and everybody's on our text message list is going to start getting reminders for these four events, okay, on Wednesday, Thursday, 1 hour before each of these calls. Those of you that are on our text message reminder system will get a reminder, and that's like a nudge. Do you have your guests lined up for the call, right? And you could just clip the the text message we send you and send it to 10 people, maybe 3 or 4 will show up, right? But, and if you're not on our text message system, it's right in the newsletter. We remind everybody how to do it, but all you have to do is text Live Younger, the name of our team, Live Younger, to 96,000, 96000, 3 zeros, right? Just text.
And Gregory, it's also on the 1, 2, 3, go.
There you go. So it's part of, we encourage people to plug into our communications. So if you go right back, since we're in Live Younger Success, we might as well show them, and we'll go to the homepage here.
Just go to getting started, 1, 2, 3, go.
And there we are. And if we click on that right here, it says.
Go down a little further.
A little further.
Little further.
Further. A little further.
Right, no, it's going to be right there. Right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So right here. So this is part of step 3. So theoretically, all new brand partners joining your team will join the text messaging and our newsletter, because that's how they plug in. And if someone's going to be in the business, be in the business. So probably enough said, because I don't want to use up all this call, and I could, but we have a couple other folks that are going to be sharing with us. And I think the first one's going to be Carolee Valeriano. I ought to know, it's a good Italian name like mine. And she lives down the street from me. And she's a dear friend for many years and an important leader in our organization. So Carolee's going to talk about inviting, one of the master skills. So go ahead, Carolee.
Thank you, Gregory. There's thunder in the background and it's kind of dark from all the clouds. So
it just blew past here. Wind, rain.
Okay.
Didn't hail, but so now it's but it was going your direction.
Hopefully we won't be disconnected. We're just going to plan on everything going smoothly.
Beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. I was in a company at one point that really drilled on how to invite properly. So I'm going to share my notes from that company. And this is a training I did in that company, revised, of course. So in general, you want to invite based on the information you know about the person that you're approaching, and then mention the company that I brand partner with specializes in products that help with that. I'd love to show you more. So that's kind of the initial to get things started. And then there's 5 tips to keep in mind in your inviting. And this is probably for a phone call in this situation. Texting is not the best option. Phone call is definitely better. First of all, keep it simple. Short and sweet is the secret to inviting. Always make it about the other person and not you. When you invite, when you follow up after the webinar, when they are your customer, it's always about them. Number 3, be coachable. Our team has a system and it works, so don't try to invent your own system. Number 4, don't leave anybody off your list. Everyone needs our patches, right? Number 5, keep going, keep making the calls, because what you're doing is filling your pipeline. The names on your list are like gold, and that was mentioned earlier, that we have a golden goose who lays golden eggs, but these names are your gold. They're your most important inventory in the business. I've heard it called a pregnant pipeline. A pregnant pipeline will eventually give birth. So this can be a life-changing business, but only if you keep doing the activities, inviting the right way, plugging them in immediately to our system, using our strategy and first steps. There's 2 key words in your invitation, or key phrases. One is, I thought of you because, and the other one is, are you open? You don't want to say, are you interested? Because that's easy to say no to, but nobody wants to not be open, right? So I thought I would share a script that has worked for me in the past. Most of the time, people don't even ask me what it is when I use this script.
Nice.
One of the keys is excitement in your voice, which means you can't really text it or chat. I often move my hands when I'm talking, even if it's on the phone, and use facial expressions, even if they can't see it, because even though it feels silly to you, it helps your energy and it comes across in the phone. So over exaggerate when you're not in person. So here's the script. Hey, it's Carol Lee. How are you? And of course, some kind of greeting. And then you wait until they respond. And then I want to catch up. But first, I have a quick question for you. And quick is an important word too, because you don't want this to, you have lots of people to call. You don't want to take too long on one call. So they say, okay, I was just wondering what you're doing tomorrow at, and name the time of the presentation you're inviting them to, and then wait for them to respond. Great. Are you open to being my guest on a stem cell webinar? I don't know if that's what we're calling these, but that's what I put in here.
That's
Or,
fine.
or you can substitute a local event if you're inviting to that. Okay. And then I thought of you because something to do with their health needs or their finances. So you already know this about that person. So pick whatever their most important need is that you can think of. Times are tough right now. I found something that might be a blessing in disguise for you and your family. So then you say, great, can I put you, of course, assuming they're saying yes, they're free. If they're not free, then move to the next one, the next day, and say, okay, are you free at this time? So let's say they're free for the first one. Then you say, great, can I put you down as a definite? That's another key phrase. And then if they say no, that's a whole other thing, but let's just assume they say yes. And then you say, great, I will call you right afterwards, because you want them to be expecting that follow-up call that you're going to talk to them right afterwards. That's usually about it for the invitation, unless they start asking questions. So let's say they do start asking questions. My standard responses would be, first of all, it's about wearable patch technology. Have you heard of it? They're probably going to say no. Then you say, great, you'll learn all about it on the call or on the presentation. The second one would be, it's just information. Is there any way you could just trust me and take a look? Always attend when you have a guest. Never send them to a Zoom and do something else. Always make sure you're attending as well. So another option would be if you get kickback, if they, you know what kickback is? I'm just gonna assume you know what that means. So you can just say, no pressure, I'm just passing this along. Or you could say, I just want to give you a peek behind the curtain. Or I believe in perfect timing. When might be a better time for you? And maybe it's a month or maybe it's 6 months, and write that down in your planner so that you don't forget. So really, there's no need to talk about the patches or that it's a business in the invitation. You want them to learn everything on the Zoom, and it's so well covered that that was an amazing presentation, or when they come to an event. So also be sure to remind them a few minutes before, ask their permission. Can I remind you a few minutes before, and send them a text? That would be okay for a text there. If it's an in-person event, ask them to bring something that they have on hand, like maybe ice or an extra chair, and that's kind of your reminder. Or you can call and ask them what their favorite drink is and say, I'm going to order this for you. Or say, I already ordered this for you. So those are all kind of ways to encourage them to show up. So make sure you're on our weekly training calls and staying plugged in on Facebook. That gives you training support, camaraderie, and keeps you excited. And that's my presentation. Thank you.
That was absolutely amazing, Carolee. That was brilliant. I mean, your choice of words and phrases and keeping it simple but clear, and just a very nice way to invite and get a commitment to attend. Yeah, brilliant. That's a lot of time and effort went into developing that. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate it. So we've got someone else that's going to share, another one of our directors from our director's call last night, Adele. And, I'm going to preface it by saying this is relationship marketing. And, the key is once you get someone in motion, the fortune and the friendship is kind of what Robin and I appended to that age-old saying, the fortune's in the follow-up. Well, the fortune is really in the friendship, and follow-up's important. And we say we're in the sharing and caring business. So we prove that we care by doing diligent follow-up. And Adele's got a simple method she uses to keep track of those follow-ups. So Adele, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Gregory. Carolee, that was great. I needed everything you said. Anyway, that was wonderful. What I've come up with, I've been in business for a long time, but not anything quite like this. I've never made director in any company, so I'm very excited about that. And what I want to share, what I mentioned to Gregory, is just a simple way to kind of track as you invite people to these calls or to events or run into someone at the grocery store and give them a patch possibly. I started filling out a little form, and I'm now calling it a brand partner and preferred customer form, and I carry one in my purse. So if I'll make a note, Sally Smith, and then I'll put at the bottom, September 8th, 22, gave her an ice wave for her knee or whatever. Just make some brief notes. And then in the follow-up, I have that piece of paper to remind me to call her and see how she's doing. And then as she decides to be a distributor, that same piece of paper is actually a form that I'm happy to share if you'd like. And it basically has all the information we need to enter a new customer or a brand manager or brand partner. And that's not rolling off my tongue yet, like distributor. So it just has the name and it has who referred them. Like if I'm actually entering someone for another brand partner, distributor, then I put that on here so I remember, because sometimes I'm sure all of us help our other people enter people. And so then I just enter anything and I just go through it with them. That way I can enter it in the computer later and not in front of them, which seems to be faster for me. I've done it both ways and I'm sure you all have too. But then the nice thing about that is you've got the piece of paper, which I don't usually do a lot on paper. I don't know if you do, but it really works well because there's a note section And then I fill in the back. This one happens to be a manager. I just made notes. Every time we talked, I made a quick note about what we were discussing, such as called something to confirm. She became a distributor. And then I just talked about, oh, thank you. This shows it. Thank you, Gregory. I had it ready to do and I didn't ask. So you can just kind of fill in. Mainly, this really just goes with entering them as a distributor or a customer. So you can kind of go through it and not forget, especially for those newer people that are entering. This makes it really easy. One of my new manager, a manager last year actually, and I came up with this, and her name is Susan Schmidt. And I put her name at the bottom. We talked about it and I got her permission. So I think this has pretty much everything on there that you might need to enter them in. And like when I ask for birthday, I always say, you know, if you're a preferred customer, you get a birthday gift. So, you know, I just say little things, but it's just an easy way to fill in when I'm talking to them. And then there's lots of space at the bottom for notes. And then I use the backside for notes. So really simple. And then I stick it in an old 3-ring notebook that is indexed with A to Z. And then I can easily find it. And I chose to do the brand managers and the customers together. I don't separate them. I debated about it. And I thought at this point, it just makes it easier. If one of them calls, I can grab that form and call them back. So it's real simple, but it's worked for me this year. And Gregory thought I should share it with you. So thank you.
That is
And I
so
too must
awesome.
say, I'm thrilled about all the things that are going on for us right now to help us build our businesses. It's wonderful. I got to play with Gregory and Robin in Orlando, and they are just, as we all know, amazing people. So
Oh,
thank you.
as are you, Adele. You bring so much love and light to our community. So thank you. And creative ideas. And, you know, we were chatting about it, texting back and forth about it, that no memory's better than a pen, you know, and writing things down. And I kind of do the same thing. And I told Adele, she and Robin would be kindred sisters, because Robin, I call her my binder babe, because she's got a binder for everything, right? And I'm the file guy. I use file folders. So you won't find a binder anywhere on my desk, but you know, but you do what works for you. But I do keep track of conversations with people. Like whenever I'm doing grow sessions, I'm keeping track of what we said this time. So when I do a grow session next time, or I'm just getting back with you next time, I can kind of review back what we talked about, you know. So it's important if you're developing relationships, and in this business, you get relationships with so many people, it's really hard to remember, well, were you the person that had the new dog or the new baby? You know, it's like, so it's really good to take notes. So thank you for sharing. Any final comments, Adele?
No, just if anyone wants that form, should I get it to Liz? Do you think,
Yeah.
or just put it on the Facebook?
Yeah, why don't we just put it in Live Younger Facebook? Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, that'd be great. If you're willing to
right.
do that, I'm sure people would love to have that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so so is there anybody else? We could kind of open it up for a little Q&A right now. So we have a little bit of time left. So does anybody have any questions for either Carol Lee or Adele, or just want to put it out to the community in general?
Hi, Gregory. It's Michelle. I just want to express my love and gratitude for these two fantastic, beautiful women who are inspiring all of us to take these steps to build our businesses even more. Thank you, Carolee and Adele, for coming on. We are a community, and we are all, it takes a village, it takes a community for all of us to be successful. So I learned so much. I'm going to definitely listen to this again. So thank you.
Thank you. Who else, if you'd like to ask a question or share an inspiration? We got a couple more minutes. And I think
Gregory, I have a quick mention on using the InTouch app. What's great about the InTouch app is you can put notes in the InTouch app based off from what Adele just had on that list. You can actually put in notes, because it then forces you to put them in your phone directory as well. And so I have notes on both sides that I'm literally texting as I'm getting in my car after just meeting someone at the grocery store.
Nice, brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that kind of brings us a little bit further into the 21st century, into the digital age.
But
Which-
then I do bring it home and I have spiral bound binders. I've got one on my lap that literally has 3 sections. They go from one section to the other, but then they've got the 3-hole punch like Adele was mentioning. And so
Uh-huh.
then they go into my binder after they've been spiral unbound.
Little secrets. Thank you. Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead.
I had a couple wonderful conversations yesterday with people I hadn't connected with in years. And one of them said, ooh, this sounds so interesting. Is there any more information I can get? And I told her that, and I told her about next week's live events because I'm going to be gone Friday and Sunday.
Mhm.
And she said, oh, I'm leaving on vacation Monday. Is there anything live going on between now and next week? And I told her yes. And I gave her Friday and she got excited about the timing but I'm not going to be there. And so then so we have a date to follow up Sunday evening to
Mhm.
talk about it. But I'm curious about that because what I watched on Tuesday evening was just so fabulous, but it was one of those Zoom presentations. So you didn't really know who was there and you couldn't really, there was no Q&A anyway.
Mhm.
Is there something wrong with actually sending people there if you know you can't be there?
Absolutely not. That is totally fine. You know, you can tell somebody to read a book, you don't have to watch them read it.
Well, that was my instinct about
Yeah,
it because
yeah.
I do see I'm going to be, there's certain ones I know I'm going to be at, which I'm going to aim at.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I'll reach out to one of my buddies who might be there on Friday or Sunday.
Yeah, I would not limit invitation based on your participation because you don't need to be there. You
Yeah.
need to do the invitation, you need to do the follow-up, but let the presenters do the presentation with or without you.
That's
So
awesome.
excellent question. And I bet there's many other people wondering the same thing.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Sunshower.
All righty, thought I'd lower my hand. I'm one of the artsy ones in our group. And so I love all the things that have been suggested and I actually use similar. I have several different notebooks and, anyway. The thing that I'd like to present as an idea is a poster size something that I've been able to use and just, hang it up on my wall.
Uh-huh.
And it's a calendar that I created. I drew all this, so you just need to be able to use a pen and a ruler. And what's happening is like on each day of the month, I've even separated the day horizontally. So the top half would be for people that I'm just contacting. And the bottom half is for follow-up.
Nice. Very nice.
So, you're making your calls, and then it's like, let's see, I was supposed to call somebody this day. Let's see. But if I do it this way, it's visual, it's really big,
Mhm.
and I have it on my wall. So I'm happy to take a picture of this and put it on our Live Younger if you'd like.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. And that's my kind of system because I'm a very visual person. But, Rob and I always have this, can't you put stuff away? And I said, well, forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind for me. So that's really good for many people.
It's kind of big, but it's good visually at a,
Yeah.
boom, at a moment's glance, you got it.
Beautiful. Thanks. Okay, Helen, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is from Phil Jones, exactly what to say. How open-minded would you be about trying this? Would you be open-minded about giving this a chance? Or just imagine before whatever you want to say. And I bet you're a bit like me. Those are some powerful openings when we're inviting.
Beautiful. Okay, Liz, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, somebody asked, I don't remember who it was. Let's see. Somebody asked if looks like Casey, are all 4 presentations going to be held every week through September, October, November. You have a potential customer that wants to know if each presentation will be the same. Yes, they will. Here's the however. You don't want to leave it open-ended that, hey, we're having 4 presentations a week. You want to invite them to the next upcoming event.
Mhm.
The key is there that it's always the next impending event is what you want to be focusing on.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you had anything further you wanted to say on that, Gregory.
Well, pre-pandemic, we used to say we were in the event business, and we'd hold events, whether they're home parties, whether it was a library party or a hotel meeting, but we'd invite people to events to do group presentations and get that group community energy going too. And the pandemic kind of put the halt on that. Now we've fallen into the Zoom, room, mentality, which is really kind of cool because my travel bills have dropped down immensely. Okay. There was a certain point in my networking career, people asked me my address, I give them my Delta frequent flyer number. Okay. And because I spent more time on airplanes than I did in my car or in my home, I think. But nowadays, it's really wonderful. But exactly as Liz says, you want to find out, as Carolee had very great scripting, what are you doing this evening at 7 o'clock? Cool. Oh, you're not available. Okay. Well, what about tomorrow mid-afternoon or midday? Okay. You don't want to let them know, oh, this is just one of 4 weekly. He goes, oh, well, I'll plug into one next week sometime. So you're selling an impending event. You're not selling the events. And once they attend, you can say, and they like it, and and you're following Adele's pathway, and you're connecting, getting them enrolled, then you can let them know, hey, this is really exciting. And that's one of the good reasons to have that new flyer that Liz created. You immediately send them the flyer, they read what it's all about, and they can start inviting. So let's see, iPhone 13, whoever you may be.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there, now we
It's
can see you too.
Christina. Hi.
Hi.
So I just wanted to say that I invite everybody to these. I don't just do business opportunity. I just invite everybody. And I invited 3 people yesterday. All 3 of them showed up. And one of them, who's my buddy from school, actually signed up as a brand partner yesterday with me. And I asked him why he thought it was a good idea because I was very confused. But that's what he wanted to do. And I have about 5 people getting on the call tonight. And I'm just sharing it with everybody as an opportunity for them to get healthy. And I'm not saying tons about it, but everybody that has ever seen me talk, I got people on there that are from Facebook that I don't even know getting on the call tonight. I'm helping them get on Zoom and figure out how to get that on their phones. And I don't do any of that scripting. You guys are amazing. I just talk from my heart. And I'm going to see my doctor right now. That's why I'm on here. And he's interested in signing up as a distributor and so brand partner. So I just keep following up with people. And something I started recently is I have this huge dry erase board, and it's up in front of me in my office, and I've written all the prospects down the side that I can think of right now because I kept forgetting. And then I put PCs in the PC column, I put brand partners in the brand partner, and then I have a follow-up section. And so in the follow-up section, I just started writing all the days and times, and I put who I've invited in there. So I seriously think this is working for us, and it's amazing. And what an easy way to get people information and help them get healthy and maybe make extra money. So that's all I got to say about that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
What an enthusiastic sharing to end our call with. I think we're a little bit over our 30-minute. We try and be disciplined with these calls. Thank you so much for sharing that. And look forward to, I guess it's my turn to do the call tonight. Janet, you've done such a great job 2 times in a row. You're going to see how easily someone else can do it. And so I look forward to putting my best foot forward on your behalf this evening. So invite. We had close to 80 people on the call yesterday. So that's very, very exciting. Yeah. So good work, everyone. And with that, I guess if you'd like, you can go ahead and unmute your phone and say your farewells. Bye, everyone.
You're a great presenter.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Gregory.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
Very
So
good.
exciting.
Great call.
Thanks,
Very
Liz.
good.
Awesome.
So
Your
inspiring.
business
Thank
blitz
you.
banner is beautiful. BBB.
Hi there.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Elizabeth.